will offer UK data residency options, so UK government departments and businesses can store partnership with UK ministers and in 2025. This aims to boost privacy. This is Reuters News. AI symbol context. OpenAI is offering UK-based data residency, that is, storing in partnership with the UK government. It is aimed at public sector and business customers to help meet data privacy and cyber resilience goals. Benefits: enhanced data sovereignty, data complexity, improved compliance helps organizations align with UK innobu.com, reduced latency and improved increased cyber resilience. Local hosting can make data less exposed to political risk. Public sector enablement, confidence and trust. Organizations say data is kept locally and managed under local oversight. Risk and consideration. Vendor local lock-in, committing specific providers local infrastructure may reduce flexibility and increase switching costs. Ambiguity in jurisdiction. Even if data is stored in the UK, processing or metadata might still transit or be accessed abroad uncontrolled. Compliance complexity. Although data satisfy UK European privacy laws, including cross-border transfer rules, cost and infrastructure burden, local data centers redundancy, and sovereign compute may cost more than global cloud options. Risk of over-reliance. Relying too heavily on one large AI provider may create supply chain or resilience risk. Transparency issues. Public sector partnership may face scrutiny over what data is shared with the provider and how the oversight works. Scope limitations. Some offering, e.g. new projects only, may not apply retroactively to existing workloads. TechCrunch. Hidden regulatory exposure. Even when hosting locally, foreign legal demands or cross-border support contracts may create indirect exposure. Procurement checklist. Step: key question, action. Eligibility and region setup. Leader support UK jurisdiction setup via action residency, new project workspace, and check legacy workloads. Thus the contract clearance, legal review of terms ensure. Contract and SLA, UK data restriction, terms ensure data processing addendum DPA, retention including UK rules, jurisdiction, step, key question, action, and 02 define retention map data flows. Ask where is data processed, provider for clear data stored, clear access, backed up stored documentation of in region processing, storage and access controls, border flaws, encrypto, who holds prefer bring, step key question action, N and key, encryption your own, management keys or provider key management that resides in the UK confirm encryption at best in transist, OpenAI.com adult and what verify certification providers, step key questions action on the third party providers have audit reports, SOC 2 ISO 2007 audit compliance for the UK residents offering OpenAI, incident response and jurisdiction on what is the incident response, ensure clause ensure for brace notification align with UK regulatory, step key questions action data for UK posted service requirement confirm GOI is UK. What happens if the lie provider exit, provider negotiation exit, says UK terms issue move there another vendor, portability and ensure undue lock-in, governance, how will you set up, step key question actions, monitor internal oversight compliance, governors, data residence and more audit, scheduled and periodic review of residency compliance, is the cost, conduct total cost, different cost of performance understood ownership, what comparison, step key question action about latency and scalability clause for ensure transparency, government transparency, public sector clauses, oversight, scrutiny and oversight mechanism, specific exit, step key question action in contract if relevant. Summary, this move to UK data residency by OpenAI and its government partnership presents a strong obligation to adapt sovereignty and compliance demand. However, a robust portal, you must examine jurisdictional definitions, exit strategies and oversight mechanisms. Threat, this is not just a vendor decision but part of your enterprise data risk governance and this strategy. References, Reuters, OpenAI to offer UK data residency driven by government partners. OpenAI introducing data residency in Europe, official announcement February from OpenAI business data privacy security and compliance overview. Open Tech Crunch, OpenAI launches data Europe article February 6, 2025. Tech Crunch, legal notes, ChatGPT privacy risk for business. .com. The Guardian, UK government urged to offer more transparency. July 22, 2025. The Guardian.com. This is the description. How should UK public sector IT team servers? What steps can procurement officers require in contracts to ensure data residency commitments are auditable to enforceable? How could the MOJ and other department measures real improvements in security and service delivery? What independent third-party audits or certifications would you miss? How will legal teams evaluate whether store obligations under international law or cross-border data flows? What technical segmentations and access can be implemented to separate UK resident data from global data sets? How can organizations ensure that model training and telemetry jurisdiction? What logging? How should incident response plans be updated now that AI providers can host data on domestic servers? What minimum SLAs, that means latency, available to an AI provider running UK resident services? How can smaller UK businesses confirm the cost benefits of switching to local data residency options compared with global? How should the government balance speed of AI across the provider? What exit and probability portability clauses should be negotiated to reduce vendor infrastructure changes? How should data protection impact assessments DPIAS be at residency? What safeguards are needed to protect sensitive? How can the UK use public procurement to strengthen domestic data centers capacity and broader suite? What transparency obligations, e.g. model provenances, dataset sources, should be mandated for AI services used by government? How will regulators monitor whether local residency really changes the model training inputs or merely the storage location? What workforce training should be prioritized and effectively integrated AI into public services? How can the government encourage smaller AI firms to hyperscalers? What encryption, key management and BYOK UK parties? How might crosses border law enforcement requested for foreign legal processes interact with UK regional? What public interest transparency, e.g. red time, result for high risk AI systems are widely deployed? How should impact metrics, fairness, bias systems? What economic incentives could the UK use to accelerate domestic costs? How will local residency affect data sharing agreements between government and industry partners? What governor, body or cross-department forum should oversee the safe rollout of sovereignties? How can the UK ensure research collaborations keep ethical when sharing sensitive public sector data sets? What contingency plans should be in place if local compute capacity is overwhelmed by demand for model hosting? How should public communications explain the benefits and limits of data kept on file to build public trust? What standards should be created to measure whether UK residents? How will the private sector appetite for UK resident AI services change procurement strategies for finance, health and energy industries. What cross-industry coalitions can be formed to deployment? How should liability and insurance models evolve when public services rely on third-party AI hosted domestically? What monitoring and telemetry rules balance operational visibility with minimizing ex-peak government use? The deal to attract ancillary investments, data centers, skilled labor, AI startups, UK region. What environmental performance metrics, PUE, energy sourcing should be mandated for new data center project to avoid washing? How should cyber security exercises include inputs? What governance mechanisms can let government services? How will education and reskilling tools? What criteria should determine whether a sensitive workload on permission or fully isolated environment? How can data residency be combined with DSC or synthetic data to minimize exposure of personal records? What timelines are realistic for rolling sovereign AI infrastructure from initial pilots to adoption? How should procurement templates be standard while preserving rigorous security checks? What cross-border collaboration, e.g. EU, Five Eyes, is still required in UK? How will journalists, civil society, dependent deployments under the residency regime? What metrics will define success for the partnership? Jobs created, services improved, should publish them? How should intellectual property and data use rights be negotiated when public data sets are used to fine-tune models locally? What ethical review process should be mandatory before AI is used in high-stakes decisions affecting citizens? How will continuously evaluation be structured so that lessons from pilots are? Please like, subscribe and comment. Another video are there. You will find the what is that. I think that is a hot touch video. Just 1 minute 50 seconds.
OpenAI has joined forces with the UK government to provide UK-based data residency options for both public sector and business clients. This collaboration enables organisations to store and process their data entirely within the UK, helping stringent local privacy and data protection requirements. By keeping sensitive information under UK jurisdiction, the initiative strengthens associated with cross-border data transfers. It also supports the broader adoption of AI technologies by giving organisations and government agencies greater confidence in data control and regulatory compliance. Ultimately, this move is designed to foster trust and accelerate innovation in the UK's digital landscape. UK data residency for artificial intelligence offers a range of advantages. By keeping data within the UK, organisations can strengthen data sovereignty and more easily comply with local and European data protection regulations. Local data centres also help reduce latency, resulting in faster performance and enhance cyber resilience by limiting exposure to foreign legal and geopolitical laws remains complex, and the costs of maintaining local infrastructure can be higher than global alternatives. Additionally, over-reliance on a single provider, transparency issues, scope limitations, and hidden regulatory exposures.
Another, some photos are there. OpenAI storage system. This is the Google effect. Data residency benefit. Fine tuning data rights. Model users agreements. Who owns the data? UK AI data. Data residency shift. Sovereign AI. UK AI data risk. AI procurement checklist. Last one. Please like, subscribe and comment. Any comment I will receive. Please subscribe and comment. Thank you friends. We will meet tomorrow video.